evening and welcome to Valley View News. I'm Talia Hassan.
And I'm Diana Prieto.
Wildfires have left a path of destruction across Southern California with more than 20,000 acres destroyed. The areas affected were in Los Angeles and Orange County and in Montecito near Santa Barbara. Lighter winds last week finally brought relief from the flames. Approximately 1,000 homes have been destroyed. More than 50,000 people displaced. Smoke caused unhealthy air across the region. The fires were fueled by what was called a perfect storm of high temperatures, high winds, and dry air. Flames from 3 separate blazes spread rapidly through the dry brush. Firefighters and helicopters with fire retardant battled the flames. A state of emergency has been declared. People did everything they could to protect their homes.
I thought I'd just do one final watering of the house just to see if it has any effect.
Seeing the flames come over the hill, it's letting us know that it's getting right here on our back door.
One of the worst areas hit was Los Angeles Mobile Home Park in the foothills of Sylmar. The fire destroyed 500 trailers. Authorities and police dogs sifted through the rubble to search for bodies. At least 210 homes in Montecito were scorched. In Orange County, 26,000 people were evacuated. Almost 40 firefighters and civilians were injured in the devastating wildfires.
A 4.1 magnitude earthquake rocked an area along the San Diego and Riverside County line. The tremor struck at 4:35 Monday morning. There were no reports of damage or injuries.
A survey of economists says 2009 will be worse than this year. About 96% of the economists polled believe a recession has already started and that it could persist beyond the first quarter of next year. A recession happens when the economy shrinks 2 quarters in a row. But most of the economists project an economic slowdown for all of 2009. They predict the economy will shrink 0.2% next year. If that happens, it would be the worst economic crisis since 1991.
Citigroup has announced it will cut more than 53,000 jobs. The bank has posted 4 straight quarterly losses. It lost nearly $3 billion during the last quarter. Just last month, the bank had already announced it would eliminate 22,000 jobs. Overall, the company is reducing the headcount 20% from last year.
Access to health care is now a major determining factor to whether someone stays at their current job or finds another. Valley View reporter Robert Cisneros reports.
Kaiser Family Foundation and the Los Angeles Times report in a recent poll that more than a quarter of U.S. residents say they or their families have struggled to pay for health insurance because of the economy. The poll also found that over 20% of U.S. residents claim they or a member of their household had to stay with their current job or had to switch jobs because of health coverage. Local television show On Point recently discussed repercussions of the ailing healthcare system with Cal State Northridge professors Alan Martin and Stephen Graves.
Well, I think it's creating a lot of stress, and stress leads to health issues, and unemployment oftentimes takes people's health care benefits away.
And as the economy gets worse, then legitimate employers will look to cut back on insurance and benefits.
The U.S. Department of Commerce and the Bureau of Economic Analysis show expenditures for health care are growing at nearly 4% a year, while expenditures on other consumer goods grow at only 2.5% a year. The rise in healthcare costs has been blamed to a large consumer demand in an undistorted market and demands from an aging and increasingly wealthy population. Ultimately, the consumer will bear the burden of increases in healthcare with possible higher taxes, less alternative services, and lower wages if a solution isn't found. President-elect Barack Obama wants to work with politicians in Washington to reform health care programs such as Medicare and Medicaid so he won't have to raise taxes or increase our ever-growing deficit. In Northridge, I'm Robert Cisneros for Valley View News.
With the economy on a steep decline, predictions are low for consumer spending this holiday season. The airline industry was one of the most threatened this summer, and they increased pricing in all areas. Valley View's Eder Diaz reports on a sudden approach to resist a downfall.
Round-trip tickets to Hawaii for under $500? It's possible. Just months ago, we saw $1,000 airfares and extra charges for every piece of luggage you had. Suddenly, the economy seems to not be alone on the declining ride. Denise Lopez is a travel agent in the San Fernando Valley. She says airfare tariffs move simultaneously with one main factor.
It's the gas prices. You know, if the gas is low, the prices are low. If people are traveling, you know, the prices go high because there's more demand. If there's not a lot of people flying, it's low demand. It's competition out there, basis on prices as well.
With really pessimistic predictions on all markets for this upcoming holiday season, the airline industry is hoping to make a turn for the better.
This travel season so far has been low compared to the past years. But, you know, ever since, you know, the prices went down, you know, it got reasonable, more people are traveling now due to the lower prices.
Just announced is the merging of Alaska Airlines and Delta. This will provide more direct flights for more destinations to passengers. American Airlines is trying to attract more passengers with a new mobile boarding pass. Those options, combined with cheaper prices, are starting to persuade passengers. Many who were planning to stay home this season are already planning their winter vacations. Eva Gonzalez had made up her mind to stay home until she saw the new tariffs.
When I saw them, I was like, is there like something wrong? Is this just a one-way or something? Because usually what I pay for a one-way is $250 and now $266 for a round trip. That's a really good deal.
Although at these prices, seats are bound to sell out soon, prices promise to remain low for the rest of November and maybe December. A very good tip to finding cheaper airfare is to search on websites such as cheaptickets.com or kayak.com during the week. And if you want to avoid the long waiting lines and the downtown traffic, look to more local airports. In Burbank, I'm Eder Diaz, Valley View News.
A new study says that Burlington, Vermont is the healthiest city in America. The study found that 92% of the people in Burlington say they have either good or great health. The city is also among the best in exercise and among the lowest in obesity and diabetes. The unhealthiest city was Huntington, West Virginia.
And when we come back in sports, we'll show you a battle of unbeaten high school football teams.
And we'll have an update on the recent candlelight vigil held for Esha Momeni.